Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Honey from LetHoneyKnow.com, and I'm over here to kind of give you some tips on that big one, time management. I know it's something that a lot of us don't really want to think about because in our personal life and in our work life, it can just be a huge challenge to keep up with your time. But the reality of it is we all have the same 24 hours in a day, and guess what? It's up to you how you use them. So, stay tuned. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop right into this because the first thing that comes to my mind when I think about time management is I automatically think about my calendar, and then I start going down this whole rabbit hole of what tools to use. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you know the top 3 tools that I actually like using. I use these in personal life and also, in business. I love using, the first one here is going to be Asana. The reason why I like using Asana is because I'm able to keep all of my tasks and things in one location. I'm also able to do subtask lists, and oh, that's a word mouth right there. But I'm able to put down the subtask list, and the reason why I'm doing that is because I may have other team members, or if I'm dealing with this for business, I may have a client that I'm working on a collaborative project with, or they may have me assisting with their team. So I want to give us one solid location that we all can come together and do things. Now, some of you may be using things like Google Spaces, which I'm actually familiarized with that. So if you have your Google Business Suite, that's a great collaborative tool for you to be using to bring your team together. A few other tools out here that are kind of high level, but a lot of companies are using it, is things like you have Agile, you have your SAPs, but you also have Jira. That's more like a ticket system. But it is a way for you to come together and comment on projects, which is a huge thing now because communication in this remote world definitely has posed a lot of challenges for a lot of companies that really weren't ready for this huge transition. So if you kind of got thrown into it and you don't know what tools to start off with, Asana is a great one. But if you're already using a tool and you're saying, this isn't quite enough, start writing down some of the things that you need for your project management or your CRM tools, and then kind of go out there, do a little bit of Google search, watch a few YouTube videos, and try to pick the one that's best for you. The other one that I really love using, and I use this one mainly for business, this is Acuity. This one actually offers a huge array of things as far as scheduling appointments, listing your services. It actually has the ability for you to collect payments, so that's a huge thing right there, because you can actually sit there and you can connect QuickBooks to it. So that definitely is a huge one because this is tax season and no one wants tax season to be a hassle. So having something like Acuity there working for you, I mean, it is just amazing. My clients love it because they can click this button, they can book a session based off of the availability that I set, and that's another one that we're going to talk about a little later, when you're available and when you're not. But you want to make sure that you're actually letting your clients know, hey, I'm available during this time. But for those of you that are these 9-to-5 entrepreneurs as myself, you want to make sure that you're using these same type of tools at work. So whether you're using Outlook, or in our case, we actually use Google Business Suite for the company that I'm at. You actually want to make sure that you're using your calendar so that not only you know what you're supposed to be doing, but your team and your managers and your C-level suite, because I do report to them, they want to know, hey, when are you available? So I make sure, even if it's just a planning session, I make sure that it is actually on my calendar. I actually even started putting lunch up there just so, one, I don't forget to eat, but two, if they kind of don't see me at my desk during that time frame, they know, okay, she's out to eat right now. And you won't believe, something just doing that simple, doing something that simple can actually improve your productivity, and it can also improve the communication between you and your team and your clients. Now, this third one, when it comes to time management, I absolutely love this one. My husband probably got thrown into this one, but it's called Trello. I'm pretty sure you probably have seen some of these fancy boards. You do have some coaches out here that will create them for you. And you can use them for various purposes. Like I actually have a board that is used for my business. So I have all my business stuff listed there. Registration, EIN numbers, website, domain information. But then the big one that I started doing, and it helped our household, was the one for our family. Because I actually can put all my stuff up there, whether it's bills, whether it's trips and things that we want to go on, whether it's a grocery list or our favorite recipe, or whether it is our favorite restaurant for date night. Something just that simple. When you see something and you're like, man, I'm kind of tired of carrying the post-it notes and things around, that is a great resource. And the thing I do love about all of these tools that you've heard me mention thus far, they all have apps. And what do we always have with us? Our phones. So the good thing about these is that I'm not only connected when I'm in the office or home in my office, but I'm also connected on my phone. So it's a good thing when you're kind of out and about. You just want something simple, you know, for you to jot down a quick note. Trello is absolutely perfect for that. And the reason why I said I want to talk about time management and tools is because a lot of organizations, they seem to kind of struggle with time management, whether it is scheduling meetings or keeping up with things or just simply notifying your team of basic necessities. You want to make sure that you have some kind of platform where you're all being able to communicate with one another. Another good time management tip that I can definitely tell you that works at work, and this one is probably a struggle for a lot of people, it's kind of keeping it work related. And the reason why I want to stay here for a little bit is because that is a broad range when I say keep it work related. So I'm going to just give you a few scenarios. You're kind of sitting in your meeting, you're sitting there, maybe you're waiting for attendees to come in. You get to talking about what you did the weekend. Y'all all know I'm an Eagles fan, so I might get in there and start talking about us going to the Super Bowl. And, you know, next thing you know, you've lost almost 15 or 20 minutes of productivity, just kind of discussing things that weren't work related. So I'm not saying that you can't have moments of camaraderie in your office, but if you already know that you're struggling with time management in your office, you really want to make sure that you're giving yourself a good foot as far as putting down some bullet points before the meeting. So, you know, when you get in this meeting, these are your objectives and things that we want to talk about. Then you want to actually kind of list down some of your action items. And that third one, what is your solution? What is your outcome from this particular meeting that actually took place? Because let's face it, a lot of memes are going around saying that meeting could have been an email. And guess what? A lot of them probably could have been. Another reason why I want to talk about kind of time management, but also keeping it work related is, oh man, this is a good one right here. Dealing with your personal issues or just private concerns or your time outside of work. Sometimes it can get real confusing in the workplace. You know, you actually spend majority of your time with your coworkers. So it can get a little blurred sometimes. You start beginning to feel like, hey, they're like your second family. But in actuality, no offense, but they're not. You know, everyone comes to work to do exactly what it says. You come to work to create a good culture and environment, but you also want to make sure that you're keeping it professional. That way you don't get confused or have those awkward situations and you don't know how to handle them. So it's important, you know, I always tell people, use your better judgment. Would you tell this person before you start disclosing information? Would you tell this person this information if you just met them? And if the answer is no, then you probably shouldn't share it at work. And that's just a common rule of thumb that I like to share with my friends, colleagues, and even some of my clients. And another reason why you want to keep some things personal is just because, like I said, it's work. People love to gossip. You don't want anybody, you know, overhearing about, you know, your weekend escapade off somewhere or a trip or something that you went to. So it's okay for them to know that you were gone for a week because we all need PTO. We all have to have that downtime. But you want to make sure that you're still leaving your work culture as just that. You want to make sure it's comfortable and that you don't create unnecessary situations that you don't have to. And we were just talking about kind of like those personal times and taking trips. Well, guess what? This is another one. I see a lot of people in the HR profession, your C-level suite staff, just management in general. You want to make sure that you're using your personal time and it stays personal. And what I mean by that is being able to clearly communicate with your team and letting them know that, hey, I'm unavailable every Tuesday and Thursday after 6 p.m. That should be a normal rule of thumb, but just depending on this whole remote environment and whatever culture that your company has, it is extremely vital for you, especially if you're working with clients or customers or your team is in a different time zone, which a lot of companies are dealing with right now. You want to make sure that you're clearly stating, this is my time of unavailability. And there's nothing wrong with doing that. I think it's just all about making sure that you have a way of communicating. The way that I normally do mine is it's either on my calendar. I also put it on like my chat. Y'all all know that little green dot. You can actually put right there whether you're in the office, whether you're working from home, or you're just simply, out of office for that time. You're on vacation. You're either on medical leave. You're out for just various things. But guess what? That is your personal time. And it's okay to be unavailable because guess what? All work and no play, that's not a fun thing. We all need that time where we can go somewhere, relax, reset, and recharge. I'm telling you right now, guys, it's just January. No one should already be feeling burnt out. It's just, we're just getting started with this year. So make sure you're starting off the right way. If you have any questions about any of the tools that I have actually mentioned, if you want a few tips on them, or guess what, you want to just book a strategy session with me so that you can actually learn how to set these tools up for your business, your personal time, work, and your brand, don't hesitate to hit that link. It is sitting down in the descriptions. And for those of you that actually are new to my channel, because I don't know if I said this before, but don't forget to hit that bell so you can get notified and go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I want to sincerely thank you for viewing, and guess what? Have a great day. From Let Honey Know. Bye.